Good day, YouTube. JD here with your Tuesday substitute spot here on the Pagan Perspective. Today's date is August 18th, 2015, and today's topic is positive/negative energy in magic. The question we have for today is, hey, I have a question for Q&A. When practicing witchcraft of any kind, what are the best sure ways to make clear you are attracting the right energy you want helping you and not any negative or unwanted forces getting involved? Thank you. Um, there are many ways that I can think of off the top of my head to ensure that you're dealing with the correct energies. Um, Witchcraft in general, there are a number of things that I know are built into some traditions or most traditions. For example, just the idea of circle work in witchcraft is a pretty standard thing. You'll find that in a lot of paths. There are also paths that I've heard of that don't use circles, but generally the idea of having the circle actually allows you to create a space that is very clean. Unwanted energies, negative or positive energies, aren't allowed to come in unless you invite them inside of the circle. Another thing I'll add to that is when working in witchcraft, in most traditions, you are encouraged to create a relationship with a patron or matron or both deities. And these deities are, or they can kind of look after you when doing magic of any type. They kind of serve as a gatekeeper in some cases, depending on which deity that you connect with. Sometimes they can serve as a gatekeeper to keep unwanted energies out. Also, in some forms of witchcraft or some ceremonies in different styles and different traditions, there will be the use of the elementals, and in some ceremonies, the elementals are actually told to guard and watch the circle work. So there are many different ways that you can go about actually ensuring that you have positive energies only being influenced. Another thing I'll touch on is there's this, I don't want to say myth, but there's this thought that a witch shouldn't practice witchcraft on a dark moon, on the moon where basically the moon's almost consumed, or it's pretty much gone. And I believe that comes from the fact that the dark moon may cause certain energies that are considered bad energies to thrive, just because the light isn't out to kind of wish them away. So that's another thing. Like, this thing can get really granular if you get really deep down into it about all the different ways to do it. But generally, deity is first, and then I'll also say just circle work in general, using those elementals, inviting your spirit guides, if you work with spirit guides, into your circle. Some people work with fae. If you have a relationship with them, certain species of fae can also guard and watch your circle and protect you as well. And I believe there may be others. Spirit guides, ancestor work is very important in my personal practice, and I do invite them into circle work whenever I can. Holy water, yes, holy water is something that in some traditions you can use. It does include salt. You can actually salt the water. You can there are spells, there are recipes to create holy water, and in some traditions, holy water is actually used to create the circle. So you can actually clear the area where you're going to do the magic. If you are going to do a circle, or maybe even if you aren't going to do a circle, I've seen people who use holy water and dab it in the four corners of the room. You can do that. I mean, there are incense that are said to raise the vibrations. There's so many different ways that you can ensure that you have good spirits coming through. Another thing I've learned about as far as keeping energy positive from the unnamed path by the late great Hyperion is that you actually open up your heart and you use love to basically permeate the area, and that love pretty much scares away any bad spirits. So that's many different ways. I'm sure I haven't touched on all of them. I know that the other hosts will go and go about their own personal ways. There's so many ways to basically consecrate an area and keep it safe and drive away bad energies. Another one that comes to mind is visualization. Visualization is very strong. You can imagine a small ball of white light in your chest when doing these ceremonies, and then imagine that ball of white light literally expanding inside of you and filling that room where you're doing your ritual with just pure white light. And that has also been seen, or there are certain traditions that feel that just that white light visualization alone would drive bad energies back and away from you while you're working. So, and like I said, I'm sure I haven't touched on all of them. There's so many different ways that you can ensure safety when practicing witchcraft or any magic, for that matter. So that just about does it for me. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you'll see me here again next week. I believe the main hosts are on hiatus, because it's the anniversary and they do this every year. I made a mistake a few videos back and said that was going to happen, but I believe I'm right this time. So I will see you next week. Thank you for watching the video, and blessed be.